Go to your favorite bar. Look under the toilet. Our stickers might be there.
Under the toilet.
Yeah.
Like
when
the
they lift
seat,
the lid?
Like under the toilet. Like where all the piss goes.
like where it just goes down the side because people can't aim their piss properly.
Mm-hmm.
The only people whose face would be down there though.
Me. My cock ring advertisement.
That's insane. All right, well, for our first topic of the day, boys, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a little debatable, I guess. But what's the worst co-op game you have ever played? I'm talking about the worst.
What is your pick?
Oh, well, I guess I'll go first because everybody wants me to go first. I've played Monster Hunter. That shit is trash.
I mean, that's not that bad.
It is definitely hard to. There's a lot of shit going on in that game, and it's hard to keep track. It's like because the Monster Hunter games always kind of remind me of like they're like these third person action adventures, but they're actually really like just like combo like fighting games.
Yeah, I get like a little not Final Fantasy feel off of it, but it's just like you just stacking shit up to get the combo. It's just it's weird to me. And then you're an animal. The animal part was cool. Like you know you get to dress them and shit, but I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a game. At first, I went in there with a terrible mindset of it, so maybe that's probably why.
I like the concept of the games. The games seem cool. I just have only ever really played solo. My multiplayer experiences were all bad in that game.
Damn.
But I was playing with randos, so maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's the trick there.
Yeah, that's probably the trick.
Tony, the worst multiplayer game of all time, Super Punch-Out. You know why? Because no one even knew it was multiplayer until like the last few weeks or so.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No way.
Yeah, there's a fucking 2-player code for Super Punch-Out on the SNES.
I know.
And they just barely discovered it.
I love when stuff like that is like
After all this
buried
time?
so deep. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, there's a 2-player mode hidden in that game, and there's also a like trial mode where you can just like choose the fighter that you're fighting against, and you can just fight against them straight from the screen, from the start screen, without having to get to that fight. Isn't that wild?
I'm just Googling that up. That's insane.
Yeah, it went unfound for 20 years, 30 years, however long.
That's insane. What about you, Doug? What's your pick?
I mean, I would have to say more recently. I just had it on the tip of my cock, and I just lost it.
I feel like Binding of Isaac's multiplayer always fucked with me. Like the game just doesn't feel like it's designed to be played with 2 people.
It does not have good. Yeah, there's games like even Enter the Gungeon, my favorite game of all time. I tried playing it with Bucho, and the way the map, it's not centered. It's really weird. It's not an issue when you're playing single player, but once you jump into 2-player co-op on Gungeon, even Binding of Isaac, it's like very awkward to play co-op in those with those type of games.
Yeah,
sure.
I was gonna say that too. I was gonna tell you that Enter the Gungeon doesn't look like it'll be good for co-op.
I mean, Doughy, you know the absolute worst co-op game of all time.
South Park the Story?
It starts with dead.
Oh, Dead Space 3.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not even so much it's bad for certain reasons, and then it's not Dead Space 3. So it's
bad for reasons that have nothing to do with the co-op experience.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not a fair comparison.
It has very bad aiming. It's just everything got worse in that game. I don't know how they managed to do that, but they just made a way shittier game. And then laughably bad, like, single-player campaign. You remember when we stopped that highway and we just destroyed millions of people for no reason?
I would also say some people, I read on Twitter, some people are saying that Elden Ring has the worst co-op capabilities. because of all this shit.
Not even. No,
That's
not
what they were
even.
saying on the thread.
I mean, you could argue like some of the older Souls games for sure, because like they're not really designed to be co-op games. Elden Ring is the first one that was kind of like they actually had it in mind to boost the co-op experience, I think, right?
Yeah. I would say that Simpson game is terrible.
The arcade one, the classic one?
2007 one, yeah.
Oh, 2007.
2007.
Which one is that one?
What is that?
It's the one where you're fucking driving around. It's like you're going around the city and shit.
The Simpsons Hit and Run or whatever?
I don't know what it was called.
Or is that not The Simpsons?
Yeah, you got to give us a name before you start calling, because that game was really good.
Yeah, I thought he was talking about the arcade one. I was like, he's crazy. I was like, that arcade one is right up there with like X-Men and Avengers. And
all right, no, it's called the Simpson game. It dropped for
that one.
PlayStation 2, the DS.
Was that when the movie came out? Was it the movie?
Not sure. That was in October, in 2007 in October. It's
You know
where
what?
you literally walk around as a character. You're walking around the whole entire city. But you could do co-op on that.
You know what was fucking awful?
What?
Resident Evil 6. Holy shit. Probably one of the most trash co-op. Me and Pucho gave it our college try. We said we have to figure this out. We read a review that said that it had 6 different types of gameplays. And the way that they divided the types of gameplays was it was just different characters. You have different gameplay with Leon. You have a different gameplay with Ada Wong. And it was so bad. The way they described the different types of gameplays.
Uh-huh.
So me and Pucho said, fuck it. We're going to try this out. We could only make it through 1 level and a half. That was it.
That's
couldn't.
it.
After that, Pucho was like, I can't do this anymore.
Damn.
Possibly one of the worst Resident Evil games, next to like the one for PlayStation that was like a light gun game, the Survivor. That shit was so trash too.
I can tell you this. You guys might look at me like I'm crazy. Borderlands. The only reason why I would say it was worse is because the looting system in that fucking game. That's why they invented the loot is only yours shit. Because the people like dough.
Yeah, they switched it up in Borderlands 2 and 3 also. They have the option where you can do just your own loot. Bro, I don't disagree with that. You have to like that first Borderlands game is it's just a race to all the loot.
That's all it is.
Or it's like there's a lot of bartering. Like you pick up like the nice pistol. It's like, well, I'll give you this nice pistol, but give me that shotgun you've been using. I need that.
Yeah, bro, it's the worst. Because you got like Doughboy would never. That's what Doughboy left a bad taste in my mouth for that game. Literally, as soon as they made that available to where you could just everybody grabs their own loot, it doesn't matter who's grabbing the box. The blessing in disguise for me and Pucho, because it didn't matter if this man just ran through it. It's gonna have my own loot for me.
Yep.
The Borderlands, bro, the first one. Oh my god, bro. Me and Pucho didn't end with shit besides low health and fucking frustration. While this guy's stacking up the fucking guns.
I've got a controversial pick too, Tony. Secret of Mana. Let me. It's an RPG, a JRPG on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
One of the best RPGs of all time. But let me tell you about my experience with this game. Imagine me in the 90s going to a Blockbuster, and I see this game that says that it supports 1 to 3 players. And I'm like, holy shit! It's an RPG that you can play with that many people. So I take it home to play with my cousin. And then he has to watch me play the game for 2 hours while I get through the tutorial and actually get to the part where you add your first first party member, and you can actually play with more than one person.
2 hours.
That's terrible.
It takes forever, dude. Obviously, I was like a young ass kid. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, so it took longer than it should have for me to get to this option for him to actually play the game with me.
That's fucking whack. Why do games do that though? Why is the tutorial so fucking long? I've seen there's a couple games that come out like recently that do that shit.
I remember I got us all to buy this co-op game, and then it ended up you had to beat the entire game before you get to play with your friends.
What fucking game was that?
I think I remember it.
Crown something. I think it was on the. It's one of those. I forgot what it's called, but it's a game for PlayStation 4. I think it's like a beat 'em up. Yeah, everybody was pissed off at me.
Was it called Streets of Rage?
No, but it's like Streets of Rage. It's a beat 'em up. It's a Knight's Crown, some bullshit like that. You know what was also kind of dog shit? Back
Payday?
for Blood.
Oh.
Oh, I enjoyed Back for Blood a lot, actually. I wish we played that one more than we put into it.
Bucho hated it, and I could
didn't
never.
like it either.
And I could never get people to play with me.
I liked it. I thought the shooting was nice. I thought the movement felt good. My only complaint is the zombies looked a little too samey.
Yep.
And the push didn't feel as like meaty as like the push in like Left 4 Dead. You know, like that push in Left 4 Dead felt nice and weighty. They would fly back a little bit. This one just didn't feel quite right. I enjoyed the hell out of the game though, man. Like, give me some like co-op zombie blast and I'm in all day.
Another good one that we played, we all recently played it, Deep Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock Galactic might be one of the best co-op games of all fucking time.
It's definitely a good co-op game, but what I think was worse or made it worse for me, what's his face?
But I think it's the best. But
But
then it's not the best.
It's a thing. I think I could be wrong. I'm giving you my example why, or my reasons why, and you can correct me. I might be tripping, but what I hate about it is the fact that you get so deep into a fucking cave, no fucking health, then you gotta run back all the way to the ship, and if you dug so many fucking holes, the map is so terrible with moving up and down to see which way to go that you get lost easily. Because the map you can't move the fucking map.
The map moves. The map in that game is very confusing, especially as a new player. Like the fully 3D map that you wrote, like it's impossible to figure out where the hell you're going in that map sometimes.
I always ride on top of the little thing that you dump all your deposits into. You just stand on top of it and it'll take you right to the ship.
Unless you're getting swarmed by fucking roaches and shit. Like, you can't be sit on that slow shit.
So my complaint about that game is there's no crossplay. So I can't play with my maxed out character from my PC play with y'all on PlayStation.
Yeah, that man got a max OP character. Wants to just drill.
Dude, we put so many hours into that game. I was an expert at that game. I used to do the run back to the ship. I would turn my lamp off on my head, and I would just run in darkness back to the ship just to make it more exciting.
What a guy. That's how you know you played the shit out of that fucking game. Yo, you guys remember Payday? The two bank robbers?
I never played that one. Was it bad?
Yeah, to me, it was pretty trash. Like, I didn't like it that much. I like the concept of it, but it didn't sit right with me at all.
I think that's kind of how I felt about what was that series? Army of Two?
Army of Two was fun. No, what? Army of Two is pretty fire.
That game is so bad.
I didn't like it either. It just felt stiff, or the shooting felt bad, or it just didn't feel right to me.
Wow, that's crazy.
Kane and Lynch was another one from PS3.
Isn't that basically the same game?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. That was the same shit.
Man, you know what would be a tough one? Would be the best co-op game of all time. There's so many contenders.
The best? Nah, that'll be a whole segment on its own, because that'll be an argument. Like, I don't know. That'll be hard to do. Because, I mean, are we talking best like the newer PS5, PS4 years, or are we talking back in the day?
That's the thing I was thinking, man, because there were some solid old school ones. I mean, Double Dragon. Double Dragon was great.
I don't think I ever played Double Dragon.
Yeah, Double Dragon is good. It's a beat 'em up. It's one of the old school side scrolling beat 'em ups. Huh. But it was super old school. I played that one on what did I play that one on? Sega Mega System, I want to say, or some shit like that.
The only one that comes to my mind from back in the days, Donkey Kong Country. That's the only one that sits in my head of co-op. That shit was fire.
I mean, it's like barely co-op.
Those Donkey Kong games are hard too, man.
Rampage was fun. I don't know if you guys ever played Rampage. Okay. Rampage was fun.
Thinking about like arcade, some of them were trash. Some of the games on arcade really were like a waste of money.
Hot Topic. I wasn't the biggest fan of Portal. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, Portal 2 is one of the best co-op experiences of all time, though.
I've never played Portal 2. I played Portal 1.
Portal 2 has co-op. It's really good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah?
fantastic.
And I don't know what you're talking. You're bugging. Portal
I'm
1
bugging for Portal 1.
is incredible, bro.
I didn't like it.
Incredible.
It was a game changer, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't. It was. Oh, I'm shooting little holes. Like I get it. Like but maybe I was. Maybe at that time I wasn't feeling that. I was too naive to understand what the fuck that game. But that to me was pretty trash.
I should do a Portal 2 playthrough. I'd watch that.
Yeah,
That would be fire.
Is it on PS5?
I don't think so.
I think it might be PC only.
PC
I'm not
only.
positive.
Check that shit out. I wouldn't mind. Is that like what somebody controls one gun in a different room? I'm assuming.
You both have your own portals. They usually split you into 2 different areas, and you have to work together to solve puzzles.
Oh yeah, me and Doug would fucking be yelling at each other the whole way. Oh, that might be good content. Yeah,
That'd be good.
Mateo sitting there like, oh well, you got to do this. No, you guys are relax, guys. Calm down. Like you shut
Dude,
the fuck up.
That game ruined a couple of friendships for me for a couple of days at least. It was like we're not talking to each other anymore. Just for 2 days. I just need a little mental break from dealing with you from playing this game.
You know what was good, but it was also kind of trash? Castle Crashers.
I was gonna say Castle Crashers is top tier in a lot of ways. It also is very samey, so it's kind of lose a little bit. But it was special at the time when it came out, though, right?
Yes.
And it was one of those wild games too that was like it was a flash game or some shit first, right?
Yep.
And then it made the jump into like the big boy console system.
Well, if you're talking about jump, hope all you ladies and gentlemen out there jump into our YouTube page, hit the subscribe button, the follow button, the share button. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Apple iTunes. We're everywhere. Just go ahead, hit the like button, share with your peoples. Give us some likes, man. Always keep commenting.
Go to your favorite.
Jump into our Discord.
Also the Discord. I always forget the Discord.
Go to your favorite bar. Look under the toilet. Our stickers might be there.
Under the toilet.
Yeah.
Like
when they lift the lid?
Like under the toilet. Like where all the piss goes.
Like where it just goes down the side because people can't aim their piss properly.
The only people whose face would be down there though?
Me. My cock ring advertisement.
That's insane. But nah, yeah. You know, it was another game that was fantastic, probably a good ass multiplayer, but it brought the worst out of people. This is why I would say it's probably the worst co-op game. Last of Us multiplayer. That shit brought the worst out of me, Pucho, Doughboy. I don't know if Mateo played with us or not.
Toxic. I think
Elion too.
Pucho and Jesus got into like I'm gonna fight you fight on that game.
Whoa.
That game brought out the worst of us. I don't know what it is about that game. We took it so seriously that it wasn't fun anymore.
Bro, me and Pucho will be tight. You know what's crazy? Me and Pucho never really argue that much. We only argue about like location, like where the fuck you at type shit. But most of the time we're either getting mad at Doughboy, Zeus, or vice versa for me and Doughboy. But bro, because it's like, bro, we're in battle. We're taking it so serious. We're down. We can come back. And people are just fucking doing dumb shit. I brought the worst. The worst. I remember Pucho would be tight for days. I'll be tight. Doughboy would be we'll all be tight. Like, yo, y'all trying to play Last of Us? Yeah, nigga, as long as you don't fuck up like you did fucking yesterday. That negative energy, like
right back in.
It quit. Pucho quit. He couldn't play games no more with anybody. He's like, I can't do this. I'm literally upset and want to fight y'all. That shit the worst. But
I went over to a buddy's house the other day because he was having like a steak dinner thing for like a mini like little like birthday shindig, right? And he has his arcade cabinet set up. And so we played Blades of Steel because there's an arcade version of Blades of Steel. I don't know if y'all remember that game. It's an NES hockey game.
No.
The best part about the game is that if you like body checked someone enough, sometimes it would trigger like a fight between like the two like hockey dudes. But yeah, he ended up beating me like 13-12. We had this crazy like shootout thing. His goalie turned into a beast in the last period. That dude blocked 25 shots in a row that I took on him. It was crazy stuff. But I will tell you, I won every single fight that we were in. We were in like 7 or 8 fights. Just over there, just rolling my palm, my fingers across the punching button.
Bro, people
That's
forget
awesome.
those arcade games, bro. Fuck your hand up, bro. You'll get blisters and shit if you're not fucking doing it right.
The Nintendo 64 controller fucked my hand up a few times.
Dude, the rotate on the tug of war in the first Mario Party, I wore a hole in the middle of my fucking hand.
You're
I wanted to add those games because as good as they were, I remember never being happy while I was playing.
That's why
I'd always get pissed. I'd always get the black star. They'd always steal my stars. I was upset.
Dude, the first Madden game for Nintendo 64, that was a serious game. It was fun as hell. But 2 people were having the worst day of their life when you played that game. 2 people were just pissed.
Another good
Madden, NFL Blitz.
NFL Blitz is a good one. NFL Blitz was fucked up.
You could keep going ham on them.
That shit is ridiculous. Yeah, your teammate would come and help you lift them up to fucking bring them down. It's the worst way to play football. It's fucking terrible.
I love that you could just tackle anybody in those games. It's like, it doesn't matter who you're tackling. You could just hit the shit out of them.
You know, what's another one too? Helldivers it wasn't worse, but it was fun.
Yo, you pissed me off in that game. He wanted to be the last one on the helicopter or on the ship, and he'd always aim like he's doing the clear, and then he'll go in. What an asshole! I hated him.
I did every time, bro. It's funny though.
I'm pretty sure we started throwing out grenades or something whenever we were getting on the plane just to force you to get on.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm making sure I'm the last one on.
Man, what a clever system though for calling in equipment and shit. The button combo stuff. That shit was stressful when you were getting attacked.
Oh my god, was it? Damn,
that's a good game. That's a good fucking game, dude.
That's a sleeper. That game was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Top down shit. That shit was pretty cool.
We put a lot of time into that game.
Yeah, I didn't like it at first. Like I was like, Helldivers, the fuck, and then playing obviously with the guys and shit. That shit made it better for sure. Super Mario Kart, pretty decent co-op.
You're going from the worst to the best.
We're supposed to do it worse. We're supposed to do worse. But we're having a conversation that leads me to good games that I remember.
What? I would actually argue that Mario Kart, the worst multiplayer experience. Because of the blue shells, because of all the various bullshit in some of the stages. The Rainbow Road is garbage. Rainbow Road is for tryhards in that game that just want to show how good they are. Everyone else just going off the track constantly.
Bro,
motion controls, when they try to force you to use motion controls in that game, garbage.
I remember one of my friends turned on the motion controls and they was like, this is how I like to play. And I was like, ugh.
Bro, it's like you'll find out who your friends are for real. It's like playing board games. Like you go on Mario Kart and you're in first place, you're gonna see real quick that you don't have friends in that game, bro. Blue shell, green shell, red shell, it don't matter. They don't fucking like you. Everyone's coming at you. Shit is, some of these games will fuck up friendships. I'm not gonna lie to you, boy.
They're gonna do a Mario Kart night at the bar up there, the new Mario Kart.
Sweet.
Really?
And it's supposed to be nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a tournament.
You're gonna get all the tryhards coming out. I went to a Smash Bros tournament, a real casual one at this bar one time, and like went with Corey. He's previously been on the pod, but we went to this Mario Party tournament, and we showed up just casual. We had a couple of beers, and then all the other dudes that were competing in this tournament showed up, and they all had their custom controls and cases that they started whipping out. And this dude put on like fingerless gloves. We were like, we're not going to have a good time. These guys are serious about this shit. And we got stomped. I think he won one match. I went out on the first match.
That's hilarious. But